Good afternoon, trainers, and welcome to the PGLS. I'm your host, Mike, and today I'm going to be showing you a battle between Sabrina, the Psychic-type gym leader, and challenger Sasha Browse, who's going to be bringing a Charizard, an Ambipom, a Milotic, a Venusaur, a Metagross, and a Flygon. Now, normally, when we look at this kind of a team right over here, we can pretty much assume, just like in the last battle with Koga, that when you see a Venusaur and a Charizard together, the Charizard is most likely going to be Charizard Y, and the Venusaur is going to be the Chlorophyll variant, which would be abusing the speed boost and potentially the growth boost. But we'll have to see what exactly happens in this battle, as Sasha Browse starts with the Ambipom versus the Espeon. Now, in this battle right over here, you'll be able to notice that the Ambipom is super strong, dealing almost half damage to that Espeon right off of the bat, going for the double hit right after taking it out. Oh my goodness, this Ambipom is very strong. Ambipom is a very underrated Pokemon in terms of just its raw physical power, because of the fact that it can run that Silk Scarf, it will be able to do quite a bit of damage, or it could do what it's doing right now against this Metagross, turning right out into what's coming next. Who wants to tell me what's coming next? We'll see what he's going to choose next, huh? Into Brain. So, whoa, we've got a double Metagross battle here, as the one Metagross goes for agility, increasing his speed. So we've got one Metagross way faster than the other one. But Bane, what is he going to do as the Bane gets Earthquake, not to death, but missing the Hammer Arm, unfortunately. So Bane is going to reheal a little bit with those leftovers, but is it going to be able to take another Earthquake? I seriously doubt it. Sabrina is definitely going to be going for that Earthquake, trying to take it out, but switching into the Flygon was a very smart tactic right over here, because the Levitate is going to make it so that it is completely ineffective. Unfortunately, the Metagross does have the Ice Punch, which is able to take out that Flygon in a single hit. Oh my goodness. So instead, challenger Sasha decides to send out the Charizard. So now we're finally going to see if this Charizard is a Y or an X. It is indeed a Y, showing that it is going to be able to use that Drought to bring the Venusaur in later. All right, so with the Sun Up, that Ice Punch isn't going to do all that much actually, but the Flamethrower is actually going to do quite a bit more. So now that the Metagross is down, it's all a question of what is Sabrina going to do next. Going to send out the Alakazam, which is a super specially offensive beast. We're gonna see if this this Alakazam is a Mega, actually, which it is, bringing out that nice full beard. Tracing the Drought, not actually going to be able to use it, unfortunately, but at least now it does have the Trace active, so if she decides to switch out at this point, she'll be able to switch that back in and get whatever is coming out next. Oh, perhaps it'll be able to trace the Chlorophyll, huh? Wouldn't that be something? Anyway, so the Ambipom is going to go for the Fake Out. Going to flinch the Alakazam, but is it naturally faster than the Ambipom? We believe so. I believe so. But it's going to miss the Focus Blast. Going to be able to get hit by that U-turn and just go straight down. However, the interesting thing now is Sabrina has a good amount of switch initiative, as Sasha brings out Naga, the Milotic, as Sabrina brings out who? The Malamar. That's interesting. Now, Malamar is a very interesting Pokemon. It's got a pretty good typing in that it's a Psychic and Dark type. So as we see here, we're going to figure out what this Sabrina is going to do with the Malamar, as it gets toxic, but doesn't matter because it has the Lumberry. The superpower goes off, doing a good amount of damage to the Milotic, but more so allowing the Malamar, to get the attack and defense boost because of that contrary. So the Milotic one more time goes for that toxic, badly poisoning the Malamar, as the Malamar just continues to set up with superpowers, increasing its attack and defense even more. So now, any kind of physically offensive Pokemon that decides to come out on this is going to have a very tough time. Very tough time, as the Milotic goes for the Recover, and then Malamar goes for the Night Slash. That's not actually, I wouldn't say that that was the best move, but Sabrina probably thought that the Naga was not going to recover, knowing that now, is the Malamar going to go for Superpower? Yes, it is. It's going to go for more Superpowers. increasing its attack and its defense even more. Even more. So much attack and defense raises. So we're going to have to see if those attack and defense raises are enough to take out this Naga before it can stall out the Toxic, taking out the Malamar. We don't want that to happen, but this Milotic is looking like it's fairly strong. It's fairly strong. Even though it's going to be able to go for the recovers and bring itself back up, I think this superpower should be enough. Oh, it's not even a superpower. It's going to be a Night Slash. Not enough to take it out still, even though it has that stab. Even though it has that stab. So now Sabrina is left with 3 Pokemon, soon to be 2. As long as this Milotic doesn't go down. Does this Milotic go down? It does not! It lives at like 2 HP! Oh my goodness. But this Malamar goes down, unfortunately, so Sabrina's left with 2 Pokemon. We're gonna have to see how close this battle is going to be. Gallade is gonna come out. Gallade is super, super strong in that it has that Shadow Sneak. There it is. Shadow Sneak's gonna be able to take out this Milotic easily. So Milotic is gonna go down. Gallade's gonna take a little bit of HP damage from the Life Orb, but we're going to see if Gallade is enough to take out this Atlas. Okay, because now we know that the Atlas is gonna be able to go for the Fake Out, as it does right here. But with the flinch, this Gallade is going to be able to not do anything else. The payback's going to be in full effect. Not being able to kill it and increasing its attack with Justified. He's going to go for the Drain Punch, which is going to take it out in 1 hit. Not only that, it's going to actually increase its HP back to above half. So down goes the Ambipom. He's going to lose a little bit of HP because of the Life Orb, but that's not the point. The point is, now that Gallade is actually sitting at +1, which is not so bad. The Venusaur is going to come out. The sun's down now, though, so the Chlorophyll boost is not going to be too helpful for it. The Gallade's going to go for the Psycho Cut. Going to be able to take it out in 1 hit. Does Sabrina have this game? Is Sabrina going to win this game? We're going to have to see. Going to send out Bane. Okay, so the Metagross is going to come out. Would a Shadow Sneak be enough to take out this Bane? But, oh, the Metagross is actually faster than the Gallade, going for the Bullet Punch, taking it out before it has a chance to use that Shadow Sneak on the Metagross at all. Healing a little bit with the leftovers, and what's the last Pokemon? Mr. Mime! It's Mr. Mime versus Gyarados, ladies and gentlemen. Well, not Gyarados, excuse me. Mr. Mime versus Metagross, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if this is going to be enough. The Meteor Mash is going to be on the Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has the Fairy typing now. Not going to be enough to take it out because of the Focus Sash. But the Dazzling Gleam wasn't enough to take it down below half of the half that it was at. So let's see if it's going to be able to actually do any more damage. Unfortunately not, as it goes for the Bullet Punch, and the Mr. Mime goes down. So that is going to be the end of Game 1 versus Sasha Browse. A 1-0 defeat for Sabrina. However, we're going to move right on to the next battle. Maple Rose, which is Sabrina, of course, versus Ripper, the challenger. Now, Ripper is going to be bringing a very interesting team. Going to be bringing a Talonflame, a Darkrai, a Blaziken, a Scizor, an Amoonguss, and an Aegislash. So that being said, we can already see that this is going to be a casual match based on that Darkrai, as challengers are allowed to bring up to 2 legendaries for casual matches only. For competitive matches, you're not allowed to bring any kind of legendary at all. But in this case, Darkrai is here, so obviously is going to be a casual match. So let's see what kind of casual Pokemon Sabrina has. Going to send out the Espeon to start. An Espeon versus Amoonguss. That's actually a very good matchup so far. Going for the Psyshock, taking out the Amoonguss in 1 hit. Awesome, very nice. Good job for the first kill for Espeon. Very nice indeed. So going to send out the Rune Blade next, the Aegislash, which is a little bit of a problem for Espeon, but it is a dual screens Espeon, it seems. So it's going to be able to use that Reflect to start, increasing its attack sharply with the Swords Dance. But the Espeon does have the Shadow Ball, getting the critical hit on the Aegislash using the Swords Dance. Going to be able to increase its attack even more. Now, this might just be a little bit greedy. I think we might be getting a little bit greedy right now. As the Aegislash goes for the Sand Stage and goes for the Shadow Sneak, is that going to take it out in 1 hit? Yes, it is, of course. It's a +4 Aegislash. Why would it not take it out in 1 hit? That is the underlying question here. So, what is Sabrina going to be sending out next, I wonder? Going to be sending out the Slowbro. Oh, so Sabrina's casual team has a Slowbro. Slowbros are super, super defensive, so we're going to have to see if this Aegislash can actually do all that it's meant to do against it, as it goes for the King Shield against the Flamethrower. So this Slowbro does have the means to take out the Aegislash in the first place, but we're going to have to see if it can live a single Sacred Sword. Goes for a Sacred Sword instead. That is not very effective. Oh, if it had gone for the Shadow Sneak, that might have actually done a lot more damage, taking out the Slowbro, but instead going to be taken out by a Flamethrower. Now, this is a casual match, so we're not going to judge here, but the Blitz is going to come out. The Talonflame is going to come out. Slowbro versus Talonflame, this is another pretty decent matchup for Sabrina. We're going to have to see if this Brave Bird can do enough damage to this Slowbro. Is it going to do? No, it is not. It's going to get the critical hit, but it's only going to bring it down to 25. It's going to lose a lot of HP. But that's Citrus Berry. It's a Citrus Berry. It's not holding the Eviolite. That's interesting. Okay, so the Talonflame is going to be taken out by the Scald. Now, this is probably due to the casual nature of the PGLS when they're facing casual players. Using things like non-Eviolite Slowbros can actually help the opponents have a little bit of that edge that they might need. As this Blaziken goes for the Mega Evolution, going for that, what was it, a Blaze Kick? I don't even know what that was, I didn't see it. Going for the Scald, not taking out the Blaziken yet again. Oh my goodness, oh, it was a high jump kick. So now with the Shadow Claw, not being enough still to take out this Slowbro. This Scald is definitely going to be enough to take out this Blaziken. And while I commentate about that, I need a drink of water. Oh my goodness. Delicious. So now the Scizor comes out. Now Scizor versus Slowbro, that's definitely a dead Slowbro. Partially because of that 5 HP, partially because it's just not a bad matchup, or not a good matchup in general for Sabrina. So out comes the Metagross. Now, what can Metagross really do against this Scizor? And what can Scizor really do against Metagross? In fact, it can go for the Night Slash, dealing quite a bit of damage. Is it going to flinch? No, it is not going to flinch, but the Metagross is going to go for the Earthquake. Not being able to take out the Scizor, but getting the critical hit. That was a retribution for getting that critical hit on the Slowbro earlier from that one attack. So it's going to be able to use the Night Slash, which actually has a high critical hit ratio, so it's going to be able to take out that Metagross right there. Gallade is going to be able to come out now and use a nice Shadow Sneak, unless this Scizor is faster, which is not, using the Bull Punch. So Scizor is going to be able to go down at this point. And what is the last Pokemon here? We see a Japanese name. It is the Darkrai, of course. So let's see if Gallade can actually take out this Darkrai. He's going to use the Dark Void, putting him to sleep, as most Darkrai's do. Now, is this Darkrai going to be using the Nightmare set? We'll have to see. Gallade is still asleep. We're going to have to hope that Gallade wakes up, especially after this Dark Pulse, giving it the Justified, increasing its attack. Is it going to wake up? Yes, it is! It's going to go for the close combat. That is a dead Darkrai. Goodbye, Darkrai, goodbye. So that is going to be the end of the second game, in which Sabrina defeats Ripper 3-0. So that's the end of that game, which is awesome. But you know what? We're not done yet. We need to move on to our third game versus Pi, who has the Greninja, the Gardevoir, the Aegislash, the Azumarill, the Chansey, and the Ferrothorn. Now this, just by the looks of it, you guys can already tell that this is going to be a competitive game because of the whole Chansey and Azumarill and Aegislash. Everybody on the team is a super competitive poke, super used in OU, super used in lots of different scenarios. So we're going to see what Sabrina can bring to the table in this case. So the battle's going to get started. It's going to be Pi versus Maple Rose, aka Sabrina. Pi's going to go ahead and issue that challenge and send out who's going to be the first Pokemon. It's going to be Greninja. That's a very, very solid lead. Greninja's always a very solid lead because it's so fast. It can take down a whole lot of Pokemon. It can check a lot of stuff. So here goes the Greninja using the Night Slash, actually taking out the Espeon in one hit. One hit. Goodbye, Espeon. That's all. That is all she wrote. The Life Orb is going to do a little bit of damage, though. As the Gallade comes out, now what can Gallade do realistically? He's going to be able to take the Night Slash. Is he going to be able to take it? Yes, he is. Oh, he's super going to be able to take it. Get that Justified. Now, is he going to go for the Drain Punch? Yes, he is. Ooh, that's going to bring him back to nearly full health, actually. Not nearly full health, about 75%. That's not so bad. Still, that's not bad at all. So we've got a Gallade at 75% with the Life Orb damage. It's going to get down to about 60. But it does have the +1 boost from the Justified. Ooh, okay, so Gallade's going to go for the bulk up, getting a little bit greedy. But he's totally allowed to do this as his Ferrothorn goes for the spikes. Now, is Gallade going to be going for another bulk up? No, in fact, he's going to go for a Drain Punch, taking out that Ferrothorn in one hit, going to re-heal all of that HP. The Iron Barbs, though, going to do quite a bit of damage. This Ferrothorn is not wearing the Rocky helmet, but that Life Orb is going to simulate that just as well. So out comes the Aegislash. Now, at this point, it can go for a King Shield and just completely negate all of this Gallade's, all of the hard work that the Gallade's put in, but it's not actually going to be fooled by the King Shield. It's going to go for a bulk up instead, increasing the attack and defense even more. So now, the challenger's looking a little scared right now as the Gallade goes for the Shadow Sneak. That's not going to do enough, I don't think. No, it's not. This Gallade could have gone for a Night Slash to do a good amount of damage, but instead goes for the Shadow Sneak, which isn't a bad option as it does do about 60%, as the Aegislash does heal up with the leftovers, getting to about, let's say 45% HP. So the Aegislash is going to go for a Shadow Sneak on the Gallade. Is that going to take it out? Yes, it is. The Gallade probably thought that the Aegislash was going to go for a Shadow Sneak again, or not a Shadow Sneak, a King Shield again. So it probably went for the bulk up rather than the Shadow Sneak, which would have outsped this Aegislash easily. So now it's Malamar versus Aegislash. This is a very Oh, this is a great dynamic right over here. Is it going to happen? It's going to happen, boys and girls. The Aegislash is going to go for the King Shield. But watch what happens, guys. You already know what's going to happen. Watch this. The Aegislash is going to protect itself, but the attack is going to rise sharply. So that's actually going to effectively be a Swords Dance. Oh man, Malamar is awesome versus Aegislash. Watch this. The Night Slash is going to go on the Aegislash without a hitch, taking out the Aegislash in one hit, taking out the 60% that the Aegislash had left easily. Gardevoir is now going to come out. And Gardevoir is going to trace the contrary. Uh-oh, that could be a problem. We're going to see if that actually turns out to be an issue, as this Malamar versus Gardevoir combination seems to be a little scary. So Sabrina is going to opt to switch out into the Metagross, which can take any fairy move very nicely. The Gardevoir is going to Mega Evolve at this point, going into Mega Gardevoir. Is it going to use the Moonblast or the Hyper Voice, though? It's going to actually use the Focus Blast, which is going to be neutral on this Metagross, but it still does a decent amount of damage. So at this point, the Gardevoir probably doesn't want to take a Meteor Mash. That was a very, very lucky Focus Blast miss. Wow. And the Meteor Mash happens to increase the Metagross's attack. So this Metagross is actually going to have a very nice time against the rest of this guy's Pokemon, unless those Pokemon are Chansey. Huh. Chansey does have a large amount of HP, though. Not a lot of defense, about 10. So, wow. That did a lot of damage. It did a lot of damage. Alright? Don't be fooled. Did a lot of damage to the Chansey because of the fact that it just has so much HP to begin with. It has, like, no defense, but still doesn't change the fact that it's going to be able to stall out this Metagross. Is it actually, though? Because Metagross can just keep on going for Meteor Mashes until the cows come home. Probably hoping to get another attack raise. Because if this Metagross can get a single attack raise, this Chansey will go down easily like a stack of pancakes being pushed over by a small little child. Gonna switch out to the Malamar, which actually is a very smart decision here because it can still go for that... Ooh, the Seismic Toss. It can still go for that super effective move while increasing its attack and defense for absolute sure. The only question is, can this Chansey stall out the Malamar? It's starting to look like it can't. So the Chansey is going to go for the Soft Boiled, bring itself back up to roughly 75%. But the Malamar does have the +1 attack boost from the Superpower. The Superpower is going to happen, and it's going to bring it right down to where it was before it used the Soft Boiled. But next time, it's going to be able to attack without the attack drop. Not the attack drop. Without the lack of attack. So anyway, the Malamar is going to use the Superpower. That +1 Superpower is definitely going to be able to, plus like 3 at this point, is definitely going to be able to take out the Chansey. Chansey goes down. It looks super sad as it goes down. But what is Pi's last Pokemon? It's an Azumarill. Oh my goodness. So the Azumarill's out versus the Malamar, but is it too late even though? It looks like it could be too late for the Azumarill as the Psycho Cut happens. It's not actually going to take it out though, because Azumarill has that nice bulk, that nice natural bulk. The Play Rough, is it going to take it out? Yes, it is, but even through all of those defense raises, that Play Rough still does so much damage. Oh my goodness. So Metagross is coming out now. Can this Metagross actually take out the Azumarill? It's looking like it can't. I'm going to go ahead and say that it can't because this Aqua Jet should be able to take it out. No, it's not. The Meteor Mash is going to happen. That should take out the Azumarill. No, it will not. But it increases the attack. If he goes for a Bullet Punch, he might be able to take it out. But he opts to not as the Azumarill goes for a Aqua Jet, which actually might have just been faster than the Metagross entirely. We're not sure about that, but that doesn't matter. The Mr. Mime is going to come out. Can the Mr. Mime take out the Azumarill? That's an interesting combination. Let's see how Mr. Mime can do. Go for it, Mr. Mime. Let's go for an attack. That Dazzling Gleam is going to happen. Is it going to take out the Azumarill? Yes, it is. So that is going to be the end of the match versus Pi. Sabrina wins 2-0. Fantastic match of Sabrina. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the other PGLS, or if you want to see the other PGLS videos, please click on any of the links to the left or right of me. Yeah, we're having a great time. We're going to mosey on through the rest of these. If you're watching these as they come out, thank you so very much. The rest of them are going to come out later on this week, later on next week. It is Saturday when I'm uploading this, so the rest of them are going to come out Monday through Friday in whatever order that they decide to happen in. Anyway, guys, if you enjoy these kind of videos, please do hit the subscribe button right underneath me. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. It always helps out the channel. It always shows your appreciation. You guys keep on doing your thing, and I'll be StillJustMike. I'll see you in the next set of battles.